This is Fox 21 Local News at 8 a.m., where local news comes first.
Hey, welcome back to the Minnesota State Fair. Right now, we are at Minnesota Wine Country.
Absolutely.
How amazing. Look at this spread we have right here. It's amazing. These are wines represented from all over the state of Minnesota. And lucky enough to have with us this morning, we have Leslie Miller, who is the spokesperson for Minnesota Wine Country. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming out, I guess.
Yeah.
To have us here.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Leslie, we just got finished not too long ago with the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild, and they were all about education, and I'm sure Wine Country is the same way.
Yep.
So educate. Tell us a little bit about Minnesota wines. Is there anything big that we need to know?
Let's do it. Well, this is an amazing opportunity for people to come out and sample some of the coolest wineries from the state. We're representing actually 8 different wineries here.
Wow.
12 different wines that you can try here at Minnesota Wine Country. And of course, we have pairings, we have educational seminars and sessions happening every day at 3:30. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about the Minnesota wine scene, the grapes that we're growing here in the state, and then get to sample everything while you're doing it.
Of course, Californians know for their wines as well as the Pacific Northwest. You think people are surprised that there's wine in Minnesota like this?
I don't think so. Actually, every state now grows wine across the country.
Cool.
And so we are finding, obviously, different grapes grow better in different climates. Here we have cold climate grapes. So when you come to Minnesota Wine Country, you're going to experience grapes like Frontenac and La Crescent and Brianna, grapes that maybe you're not so familiar with. So ask our tasting booth representatives all about the wines. They can certainly lead you through. This is a great opportunity, too, because we have flights available. So you can taste 3 wines at once.
And we have a flight right here, so I want to go ahead and get into what we have available, Leslie. So wine number 1, tell us what we have.
Wine number 1, actually, this is the Snowy White. This is a little La Crescent. La Crescent is a very, very popular grape in the state of Minnesota, and just super easy drinking. Goes actually really well with the candy bacon donut sliders. So if you guys are in for a little breakfast treat, they're kind of fun this year because they're pull apart.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. They were the most popular item last year here at our building. We sold over 50,000 of these little baby donuts, and so we had to bring them back.
And so tell us a little bit, while I try this and get my mouth all dirty, tell us a little bit more about the white wine, the grape. It's a different grape than I've ever heard of before.
Yeah, so we're dealing with the grapevine Vitis riparia. Vitis riparia is the grapevine that actually grows here in the cold climate areas. Actually, we can survive upwards of 33 degrees below zero with a lot of these grapes that were constructed, many of them at the University of Minnesota. What do you think?
These bacon donut sliders are out of this world. I probably have chocolate sauce all over my mouth. That's just the way I am. I'm just getting messy.
I have a quick question before we go to the second wine. Now, obviously, we have grape wines here, but I also see some fruit wines.
Yeah.
Is that something that other states is unique to us?
So not necessarily unique to us, but Minnesota does really, really well with fruit wines. Of course, Wine Haven does an amazing job. This raspberry wine is always one of my favorites at the fair. We actually make it into a smoothie. So we have a raspberry wine smoothie. You guys should try these smoothies. So we have a raspberry wine smoothie and then also a blueberry pomegranate smoothie. So both are wine, fruit wines.
Y'all.
Delicious. This is amazing.
Delicious. Yeah. Pretty good.
I'd drink this whole thing if it wasn't 8 a.m.
That's right.
Right?
Well, I want to get into the next wine. It looks like a red wine on this one.
Yep. So we have here, this is the Barn Quilt Red. This is by Parley Lake. And this is Frontenac with a little touch of Marquette. Again, grapes that were constructed at the University of Minnesota. These are 2 of the most popular red grapes that we actually grow here in the state. So you get a little bit more of a richness, some full-bodied notes, a little pepper snap in here.
Absolutely. Kind of has a little velvety texture to it. I like that. Kind of sticks to the palate a little bit.
Yeah, and that red wine actually works really well with our fried brie.
Oh, goodness.
And we have this
Fried
fried brie. So if you guys want to try fried brie, go for that. And we have this delicious, yummy raspberry dipping sauce to go along with it.
Wow. Got to have the dipping sauce.
And why,
So good.
Why do these pair well together?
So the richness of the fried brie, of course, cheese and wine together, but I love actually the rich character of this Frontenac / Marquette with the cheese itself, just because you do have the red wine in here as well, so it all comes together pretty nicely.
All right, well, I know we can't stay here forever, so I want to get to the last wine in our flight.
All right. So this last one is actually a little sparkling rosé, and we have 2 wines actually on tap this year, which is really fun. Yep, we have a sparkling apple, and then we also have the sparkling rosé. So a little tinge of sweetness to it, but really just refreshing. A great way to come in and cool off at the fair.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little surprised by it because I was expecting it to be candy sweet, and that's not the case on this wine.
No, and I think a lot of times that's the misconception about Minnesota wines, is that people often think that they are very sweet, when in fact we have a pretty high profile in acid in the state. So really nice and textured, lean, comes across really clean as well.
So we have a couple other food options here, so talk about those. I'm always hungry myself.
Okay, so fried sriracha cheese balls, which, well, you can't go wrong with sriracha, right? Anything that's fried, we're doing well with that. And then the seafood sliders, probably one of my favorite items here each year. The seafood sliders are salmon and shrimp, and there's a really healthy slaw on top of the seafood sliders, like a superfood slaw. So you get a little broccoli and carrot, kale in there. Make sure that you're getting your vitamins at the fair.
So Leslie, give us the rundown. You guys open at 9 o'clock here at Minnesota Wine Country.
Right.
All these wines, all this food available?
That's right. Everything is available. And at 3:30 every day, come back and see us for an educational seminar as well.
And now you're located right across from the Agriculture Building. What street should people know if they want to come find you?
We're 1271 Underwood Street. Come and see us.
Perfect.
Well, I think as we go to a commercial break, we're going to try a little bit more of this food and maybe a little bit more of the
I
slushy.
think we're actually going to toss it back in to Joey.
Oh, there we go.
Some local news. It's okay. We're having some wine. It's all right.
Yeah.
Joey, wish you were here. We'll try and get some wine back for you, but we'll head it back into you for some local news.
Yeah, I think that wine has gotten to Williamsburg just a little too quick out there. Looks like you guys are having fun getting the party started. All right, back to some local news. Duluth-based company Locker Innovations is expanding their business and bringing in Kevin Harrington, a former shark from the TV show Shark Tank, to be on their team. Locker Innovations works with inventors and entrepreneurs to help them develop their products. They were in town to showcase their business and some of their successful clients to potential investors at Pierby Resort in Duluth.
We're looking to kind of do a show and tell. We want to let people know who we are, what we do, what's happening, our partnership with Kevin right now, and potential investment opportunities down the road.
Kevin Harrington says working with Locker will allow him to get back into product development.
We'll be able to service any entrepreneur or inventor or anybody from any part of the country out of this area, because we have all the talent based right here to be able to do it.
Officials at Locker Innovations tell us bringing Harrington on board will help create what they hope to be an ultimate development company right here in Duluth. For the next 4 days, live music will take over Bayfront Festival Park. It's all part of the annual Tribute Fest, which kicked off last night. The music festival helps raise money and bring awareness to homeless veterans in Minnesota. A variety of artists will cover different genres of music each day of the festival, including country, rock, and electronic. Luke Campbell helped start Tribute Fest 9 years ago and says all the money raised this week will go directly to supporting veterans in the state.
This is the greatest country in the world, America is, and so, and in conjunction with that, we posted an American flag on the side of the stage, just to remind people that this is the greatest country in the world.
Veterans, active duty military, and their families receive free admission to Tribute Fest. Also happening this week, the 10th annual Guns and Hoses softball game begins this evening at 5 p.m. at Wade Stadium. The event features Duluth Police and Fire Departments battling it out for a good cause. The event raises money for the Northern Lights Foundation, which helps children facing life-threatening diseases. And if you have a birthday coming up, we have some for you as well. Make sure you let us know, but here's a look at some of the birthdays around the country.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. We are live this morning at the Minnesota State Fair. We made our way to the Little Farm Hands now because, look there are little farm hands all around here. People are getting busy. The gates just opened here at 8 to this spot right here, and we have families coming in left and right this morning. We have kids coming in. Check it out right here. Good morning, parents right here, right?
Yes, good morning.
Are you excited to be at the fair?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Are you excited?
Yeah,
What are you going to do here at Little Farm Hands?
don't know.
Don't know. Anyone else? What are you guys going to do?
We're gonna answer all these questions, get 'em right, and get a ribbon.
So what are some of the questions that you have to answer?
Well, it says that, does a drone bee have a stinger?
Okay.
Question.
And do you know the answer?
Yes.
What's the answer? It
Yes.
does?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And have you started filling out your questions too?
Yep.
Do you know lots of the answers?
Yes.
So what are you going to do once you get to the end here of the course?
We're gonna bring it into them, and then they're gonna check it, and then we can ride some of those bikes, and then they're gonna check it, and then we'll get a ribbon if we get a question right.
Great. Sounds like you have a busy morning here at the fair.
Yeah.
Well, have fun.
Okay.
You can go and join your group. Good morning. Come on in here. We'll show you guys what it's all about. Maybe we can kind of... Oh, here's Beth. Let's talk to Beth. You're the coordinator here this morning, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So explain what Little Farm Hands is.
Little Farm Hands is an educational exhibit meant for children between the ages of 3 and 10. They get to go through and kind of follow their food and practices on a farm in agriculture from basically farm to table. They harvest things along the way, and then they sell it at a farmer's market where they earn $1, a Little Farm Hands $1, where they are allowed to go into the grocery store and buy an item of their choosing. We have many different items that have been our sponsors have given us between Cubs, Kemp's, and Minnesota Apple Growers. So they get to buy a product, and then they get to go into the building, and there's some educational stations all set up. USDA has joined us this year.
Okay. So why is this so important for you to really do?
I think it's very important that children learn where their food is coming from. Families are so far removed from the family farm. When I was growing up, it wasn't unheard of that my grandparents farmed, or you would go to a farm, whereas now I think you're getting a few more generations out, so you're not going to the farm on the weekends.
We just go to the grocery store and grab our food, and this is where it comes from.
Yes, this is where it comes from. We have no live animals up here or anything like that, so it is a mock farm, but we do grow vegetables and corn, and we talk about pollinators, healthy soil, and just kind of bring out what we can do. We don't have to have thousands of acres.
Exactly. Well, how many kids come through here every single day of the fair? Probably thousands.
Last year we had approximately close to 40,000 kids come through in the 12 days. We average about 250 to 300 kids an hour normally. There are some days as high as 500 an hour.
You are staying busy. Keep this farm going, Beth.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, have a good day at the fair. And for now, we're going to send it to break. We have Hollywood Minute coming up next.
Oink, oink! It's the Minnesota State Fair, and you gotta come out here and do these awesome little things, take a bunch of pictures, bring the family, bring the friends. It's gorgeous weather here today. Temperatures right now in St. Paul, we are sitting in the upper 50s. The sun is shining. It feels good out here, very comfortable. Just some pants and short sleeves fits just great for today. Temperatures rising to the low 70s here at the State Fair, so perfect weather, a mix of sun and clouds, no rain in the forecast, so no excuse not to come out here and enjoy it. Now, temperatures right now in Duluth, we are sitting in the upper 40s. It's chilly out there this morning, but the sun will be abundant today. We're going to see mostly sunny skies with winds very calm off of the lake at 5 miles per hour. Temperatures rising only to the mid-60s in Duluth, so a chillier day ahead of us again. Like I said, those below average temperatures really settling in as that cool air from Canada comes in, and a high pressure, though, keeping us sunny and nice. So we're here. Look at these little guys driving their tractors. Let's see if one of them wants to talk to me. How are you doing today? Oh, a little shy. Oh no, I'm so sorry. You stay. So they're just bringing, what are they doing over here? Tell me what they're doing. What do they have in their buckets?
They have corn in their buckets, and they're taking it to the animals to feed it to them.
So you're bringing corn to the animals to feed. What animal are you going to feed?
What are you going to feed, Annika? Are you going to feed chickens or goats or cows? What are you going to feed?
She wants to feed all of them. That's what she wants to feed, right? Is this easy to ride, or is it hard to do?
Are you kind of tall?
She's doing just good. She's got her John Deere, she's got her feed for her animals, and it's going to be a good morning for everyone here. Like I said, temperatures are amazing. So come on out and enjoy the state fair. It's beautiful. There's kids and families everywhere. So I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot, live in St. Paul, KQDS FOX 21.
Hey, welcome back to Fox 21. For this week's Cooking Connection, we're on location. We are here at the Minnesota State Fair, right inside the front gates at the original corn fritter stand. And it is smelling great here this morning. We're lucky enough to have John Harrington here, who is the owner. Thanks for coming, or thanks for having us. We're excited.
Yeah, glad to have you here.
All right, now this is your last fair of the year, right?
No,
no, it's not. One more. So you travel all around to different fairs. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, we do 3 state fairs, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. We do deep fried cheese curds at Iowa and Wisconsin. And then we do another fair after the Minnesota fair. It's called the Clay County Fair. It's a 9-day county fair. We do fresh fries and cheese curds there again. This is the only fair we do fried green tomatoes and corn fritters at. This is where we started 23 years ago, right after the movie. And that's probably how we got in here. You have to have something that's new and different, and it's stood the test of time for 23 years, and we're still rolling with it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's delicious. I've had them previous years. Didn't know you at the time, but what do you think it is that makes people come back to get the corn fritters and the fried green tomatoes?
I think it's something that they don't get for a whole year. Once they've had them, they're waiting to get them again. So, and many people have tried to do them at home, and it doesn't work.
What does it take to get it all together here at the fair?
Well, it takes a lot of setup. We're coming from the Iowa State Fair to here, so you're getting the trailer set, all the mats and the tables, and getting it all ready for the show. So it takes about 2 days to get everything set up.
Well, fried green tomatoes, kind of a southern delicacy, John.
Yes.
And I'm from South Carolina. You can't go to a country cooking place or a barbecue place without seeing fried green tomatoes on the menu. What is the reaction maybe from out-of-towners when they try your stuff?
Mainly now it's pretty well accepted. We've been doing it for 23 years, so it's at first it was a novelty, newness, and everyone wanted to try them, and now it's pretty much a staple here.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite side dishes to get at those kind of family cooking type restaurants. I kind of want to get a little your trade secret, if you don't mind showing us a little of the technique.
Yes, we'll show you right here. This is our tomatoes. We'll go inside also.
Yeah, we can go inside for sure.
But it's just a regular unripened tomato, as hard as we can get it and as green as we can get it. Then we dip it in our batter, and then we use Italian breadcrumb.
Oh yeah, let's go inside. Let's take a look at this. So you go for the unripened green tomato here.
As green as you can get. And,
whoa.
You want to load up with our burgers and tomatoes then. So what they're doing there is then they go from this stage over to this stage, and then they end up looking like that. Now we'll put some down.
Right into the fryer they go. About how long does it take to cook them?
A couple minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
So if you had to estimate in a given day, about how many orders of fried green tomatoes do you go through?
On weekend days, it's probably at least 1,000 and 1,000 fritter orders, you know.
Oh my goodness. So when you guys do this operation at the Minnesota State Fair, how many people in your crew do you keep around?
Here we do about 14.
Okay, now earlier you were saying, John, that people try to do these at home and they fail at it, so to speak. What's the secret?
I think a lot of them just use a flour and do it, and that we like ours to stay firm and crisp. Yeah. And then you use them with some ranch. Ranch is popular. If you guys want to try them out there, you can. Or hot sauce.
So tell us about the breading then. You said people try flour, but that's not the right deal.
No, you need a light batter. We use a batter, no eggs or anything like that. And then, you know, you could use a fish frying batter or something. Just have it light, and then that holds the crumbs on, and then you go in the deep fryer. A lot of people just use a flour, and that's just lets all the grease go in and gets kind of mushy.
You can't do that. You have to have a more robust breading on this. Natalie, I'm enlisting you to try one of these green tomatoes if you want.
Get outside and try.
Sure. We could do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, try it. There's some ranch and stuff out there.
I am super excited about this, by the way. Behind the scenes at the corn fritter place, fried green tomatoes at the Minnesota State Fair.
Got to get some ranch to dip these in now. Ready, William, for this?
I'm ready.
All right, you try it first.
Get it
Oh
in.
man, they look so good. And I need to tell you, I've had these previous years. They're amazing.
Oh man. Be still, my southern heart. This is fantastic. Of course, it's super hot though, because it's fresh.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
A ranch all over.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so tell me, what are corn fritters?
They're sweet corn and sourdough batter, and then we deep fry them, and then you dip them with the honey butter. Some people like syrup, but the honey butter is the main side dish.
I like anything that's butter, but I've never had a corn fritter before. So where did you get the idea for corn fritters?
That was just back at the same time we wanted to have another food that complemented from down south, and that's how we got that idea.
And which one do you think is more popular, corn fritters or?
They're about 50-50. Some days the fritters are rolling, and some days the tomatoes are. So.
All right. So if people want to come down and try your corn fritters, try your fried green tomatoes, you're located right inside the front gates here, right down Dan Patch Avenue.
Dan Patch and Cooper.
And how much are these, and what can they get for them?
And an order is $6 each, and then we have a combination that's $8, which is a bigger order with some of each.
All right, well, perfect. Thank you so much for chatting with us and showing us around. That's delicious. We just really appreciate it. Come down here to Cooper and Dan Patch and try the corn fritters. For now, we'll send it back to you, Joey, inside the studio. Sorry, we wish you were here again, but we'll send it back to you.
I don't think you guys are sorry at all. You guys eat all the food, you get the wine, the beer. I mean, what's going on here? Thanks a lot for having me come in this morning.
Awesome, thank you.
Save me some, please. There's still 30 minutes of news ahead. Here's the rundown through 9. The Duluth campus of Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge got a big donation from the annual Breezy Point 5K. A Sawyer County ambulance was involved in the rollover, and Brittany joins us with her next live forecast from the Minnesota State Fair. This morning, Verizon Wireless Solutions Specialist tells us what gadgets you need for the fair, but if you're just heading outside, here's a look at what you can expect.
You're watching Fox 21 Local News, where local news comes first.
Good morning, welcome back. We're taking a look at our first forecast here. If you remember, the showers moving through late yesterday evening into our overnight hours now have since cleared out. Looking at clear skies outside, pretty nice morning for us. A little chilly out there though. Some of us seeing some 40s out there. So the high pressure bringing in some drier conditions and some cooler air. Maybe call it crisp air coming off the lake there. So closer to the lake you are today, the cooler it will be with those winds coming through. Most of the scattered showers staying down to our south today. We'll see a lot of sunshine out there before the showers come in as we head into the weekend. But until then, temperatures look to be a little bit cooler than what we're expecting for this time of the year. Twin Ports looking at 63, Lakeside inland around 67 degrees. East winds coming off that lake around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Forecast high temperatures today into the 70s. The further away you are from the lake and the closer you are, we're into the 60s outside. Still won't be a bad day. I think fairly nice. Yesterday was pretty nice until the rain came. Today will be much of the same. As far as the Minnesota State Fair, where we are live all morning down there, if you're heading down that way, looking at 72, maybe some scattered showers early, but it looks like mostly clear skies out there and temperatures into the mid-70s. And for tonight, temperatures getting a little cool, 47 degrees, Twin Ports, 44 Iron Range, Northwest Wisconsin around 45 degrees. And for tomorrow, looking at some sunshine, clouds mixed, but mainly sunny skies. Temperatures rising just a little bit, around 71 degrees in Northwest Wisconsin and 65 as well. And then for our 7-day forecast, looking at temperatures into the 60s until next week. Looks like we're getting back to normal, even above normal, as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it looks like this weekend pretty dreary, but next week looks spectacular. Well, if you've been tuning in this morning, you know that the Minnesota State Fair is underway. An exhibit designed by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has been gaining a lot of attention since it opened. We're joined with Brett Scott now. Brett, what's going on out there?
Hey, Joey, good morning to you from the Minnesota State Fair. We've made our way into the Eco Experience building here now at the Minnesota State Fair. And joining me this morning, I have Steve. You're with the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for being with us on this first morning of the fair. Has it been a busy one?
Yesterday was real busy. This morning's been calm and quiet, which makes some of us nervous. But at 9 o'clock, the building opens, and it'll be crazy right away.
Kind of the calm before the storm right now. And then I'm sure you have thousands of people coming in through here every single day.
We do. We've sponsored Eco Experience at the fair since 2006, and we've had over 3 million visitors in all those years. So it's busy every day because we have stuff for the young and the old and everyone in between.
Yeah, and I'm sure lots of people come to see Paul here. He's right behind us, and he even talks too, correct?
He does. This year, he was new last year. This year, he now has a voice.
Did you drop your cell phone? I dropped mine in the lake, but I got it repaired. And don't just throw old phones in a drawer.
He dropped his cell phone.
Recycle them.
Paul has messages about recycling and reusing products. We're featuring his wardrobe, which is made out of all recycled and repaired clothing. And we are collecting cell phones this year, too. Tech Dump their goal is to collect 1 million pounds of cell phones to recycle, repurpose, and donate to worthy causes.
That is amazing. And this is more than just recycling, reusing, that kind of stuff. I mean, you have tips for home energy, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a tour.
Yeah, we got tips on making your home more energy efficient, using solar and wind power, electric vehicles, transportation alternatives, and a big part of what Eco Experience is water, which people hear about all the time. The governor has declared it the year of water.
Very important up there in Duluth, too.
Yes, absolutely, and everyone loves Duluth. We want to keep things clean, and as everyone knows, the water in our state drains out of state, so what we do really matters to keep the water clean as it leaves our borders. So we have a big display about We Are Water, which teaches people the history of water in Minnesota and how it's important to make the connection of what you do on your land really affects the water in a direct way. And a new feature this year that I think you wanted to take part in is the water bar.
We have a water bar over here, so we're going to try some water out from across the state, right?
Shania's here bright and early, and she is going to be serving water.
Shania, how many years have you been doing this, kind of researching water and serving water?
Well, we've been doing water bar since 2014 all over the country, but we're based in Minneapolis, and this is our first year at the State Fair.
Okay, so what kind of waters are we testing here? What cities?
So today we're serving water from St. Paul, Minnesota, which is of course sourced from the Mississippi River, New London, Minnesota, and we also have, look at my menu, Buell.
Buell, so up in the northern part. Okay, so kind of different regions.
Yeah, and then people will get a tasting flight of 3 different waters, and it's really just about slowing down and thinking about where water comes from. Our bartenders are water professionals from the Pollution Control Agency, Health Department, and other community organizations, and they'll be here to just engage in conversation about water.
Do you have to cut anyone off?
I hope not. It's hot out there, so we'll see. Yeah.
You need a lot of water, don't you?
We do, yeah. Water is life, and that's why we're here to talk to people about how important it is.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to come around here and maybe we can try these out this morning. I'm not sure which one should I try first?
I would maybe try St. Paul since that's where we are. So that's
Okay.
That's the number 1 water here. They're labeled 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And just give it a taste and see. Are you from?
So I have St. Paul right here?
This is St. Paul.
St.
right
Paul
here,
is
yep.
1. Okay, I'll try it out here.
And you're drinking the Mississippi River right now.
Okay.
Treated.
This is from...
Yeah, it's sourced from the Mississippi River. Some of the best water treatment in the country. Really, really good water.
Okay, very pure. It tastes very good. So where is this one from?
This is water from Buell, Minnesota, which is up on the Iron Range.
Okay, I'll try that out. It tastes about the same. What would you say is the difference?
This water's not treated. It comes up out of the ground that pure.
Okay, and we have one more here. I'm going to quickly try. Where is this from?
This is from New London, Minnesota, which is northwest of here.
Okay. Tastes very good. It tastes a little more treated, maybe. I don't know.
It could be. People have different preferences of what they like and don't like.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This is a really cool experience. If you would like to come and check it out, where are you guys located?
We're in the Eco Experience. Right when you walk in the door, you'll see us and come in and have a sip.
All right. Come and have a sip with us. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in Duluth.
Thank you, Brett. Just had a sip of water from the St. Louis River, and guess what? Tastes like water. The Duluth campus of Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge got a big donation from the annual Breezy Point 5K. $20,000 was raised this year. It was donated to the Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge. The money will be used by the organization to continue their work helping people recover from addiction at no cost to many of their clients.
Those dollars are helping men find recovery, find restoration, and get plugged back into the society and be contributing members of society.
People in the long-term care programs there live on campus for 13 weeks, learning how to gain freedom from drugs and alcohol. Over its 9-year history, the Breezy Point 5K has raised about $60,000 for the organization. Last night, Duluth City Council candidates hit the stage to get a question about improving transportation equity in the city. The questions came directly from voters. The forum was organized by local nonprofits and research groups who say transportation is a vital necessity to be able to access employment and income, education, and grocery services, among other daily needs. But those necessities can be tough to get to for people who can only walk or bike, or people who have disabilities like sight or hearing impairment.
When we think about addressing certain groups, whether it is racial inequity, ability inequity, whatever it might be, we need to think about how does this affect all people.
Joel Cypress, who's running for re-election on the city council, says that over the past 70 years, we as a country have become a car-dependent culture.
It is woven into the very fabric of the physical design of our city, and I just don't mean the design of our streets. I just don't mean the underfunding of public transportation. It's all the way down to how we use land.
People who attended were also able to register to vote in the upcoming election in November. St. Louis County is developing a new comprehensive land use plan that will provide the blueprint for land use development and change through 2035. The county currently has adopted land use plans for most areas where the county has land use authority. However, these plans were originally adopted in the 1970s and early 1980s, so the county is asking for public input about areas of concern. They have meetings throughout the week, and the meeting last night was in Pike Lake from 1 to 7 p.m. at the Richard H. Hansen Public Works and Transportation Complex. We have new details in the vehicle crash that took the life of a 1-year-old on the Iron Range. The Minnesota State Patrol is reporting the crash happened just after 8 in the morning Tuesday along Highway 135 near White Township. 23-year-old Morgan Skinner of Gilbert was driving north on the highway when the vehicle drifted off the right shoulder. Then she overcorrected her vehicle to get back in the correct lane when she caused the rollover and striking a tree. Both were buckled in at the time of the crash. Alcohol is not believed to be a factor as the accident remains under investigation. And over in Wisconsin, State Patrol is reporting a Sawyer County ambulance was involved in a rollover at the intersection of County Road B and County Road K near Hayward. A truck struck the ambulance, causing it to roll over. No injuries have been reported as the investigation continues. Well, make sure you stay with us here on Fox 21 Local News at 8 as we continue our State Fair coverage and take a look at the forecast. We'll be right back.
When you think of a state fair, what do you think of? Do you think of the carnival rides, the livestock, or do you think about the food? I'll tell you what, there's a lot of good bites down here at the Minnesota State Fair, and I am at Pronto Pup. I know a lot of you know about that and get excited for it. I have Hunter here with me right now. What are you doing? What's going on with this?
Well, I'm basically just dipping the hot dogs in the batter and then putting them in the 385-degree oil. They go for a trip.
So why do they rotate? What does that do? Is that cooling them down? What is that doing?
It's for the show. It looks good, and that's how they cook.
I like it. So can you make one for me right now from the beginning? Tell me what you're doing.
So I grab the hot dog, dip it down in the batter, roll it out just right, make it all pretty light. Goes down on the primer clip, sits on the primer clip for about 30, 45 seconds, and it goes on once around the wheel.
Wow, that looks delicious. So what do you put on these? You eat them plain? You put something on them? What's the trick?
The traditional is mustard. But, you know, there's some ketchup lovers out there that got to have ketchup on them, so.
Well, thank you so much. They look delicious. I appreciate you guys letting me come back in here. So you gotta come out and get one. You have to. It smells good, looks good. They even put it on display for you to really want. And you know what? Everyone's starting to fill in on the streets here. Where are you guys from? Where'd you come from?
I just came in from Maryland.
All the way from Maryland. Did you drive or did you fly?
I flew in for a few weeks.
Have you been here before?
Oh yeah, I grew up here.
Did you? Okay, good. So you had to come back for your state fair, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I'm a native. I got to come back every year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, have fun. Thank you so much. And again, look at the trolleys are out. Everyone's having a good time. And the weather couldn't be any better, I'll tell you that. Here at the State Fair right now, we're already in the upper 50s, pushing into the 60s. The sun is shining bright. We do have a little bit of mix of clouds in there, so on occasion you do get some shade. Temperatures rising today to the low 70s here at the State Fair. So the weather can't stop you today. So come on out and join us. In Duluth, you're a little bit cooler though, unfortunately. You're still sitting in the upper 40s into the 50s. We're only going to rise today in Duluth to the mid 60s. The winds out of the east, very calm. And as you head through the day today, sunshine, sunshine, and even more sunshine in Duluth. So again, enjoy your day. Come on out to the fair. Everyone's having a great time. The atmosphere is absolutely outrageous. It's early in the morning and people are already here. So come on out. I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot, live in St. Paul, KQDS FOX 21.
Brittany, I gotta say, I'm surprised you didn't get a corn dog and taste it. Hopefully you bring some of those back. Well, stay with us. There's more to come on Fox 21 Local News. Up next, we're live talking with a Verizon Wireless specialist about the technology you'll need to survive the Minnesota State Fair. Welcome back. As you can see from what our morning crew has been showing on down in St. Paul, the Minnesota State Fair is already buzzing. It's only been open for a couple of hours. And this morning, Verizon Wireless Solutions Specialist Rachel Agurkis is here now and with some gadgets, and she's going to talk about some of these gadgets and what they bring. And it's not necessarily, okay, my 8-year-old son's been on his phone the entire 2 weeks that we've been down at State Fair. It's what these gadgets can offer for the experience that you can gain. It's just a different type of experience, some of the apps and stuff. So tell us what you have, and then we'll go into kind of what they
You got it, yeah. So we've got the brand new Samsung Galaxy S8. Perfect for the State Fair. It's water resistant, which is huge. Okay. And then it also has, you're going to laugh so hard, a food camera setting. So when you're heading to Sweet Martha's to get your cookies, you have the perfect camera for your food. It's already prepped.
Okay, so food camera setting, what does that kind of mean? Like,
It's basically they fix the camera to accentuate the food when you take a picture of it. It's the easiest way to explain it.
So can we do that for our selfies that we take? Because I need some help. I need some help in that area.
Of course,
okay.
yeah.
All right, what else we have?
We got the Gear S3. This is the new smartwatch by Samsung. If you want to leave your phone at home and then just track your steps and walk around and take your calls and texts, you can do that right from your wrist. You don't even have to bring your phone. You can just wear that, which is super cool.
It's crazy how technology has changed over the years, and you can
Isn't it?
talk James Bond style from your wrist now.
Oh, totally, yes.
Okay.
And our third thing here, we've got our Mophie Power Station. This is for everyone who is walking around all day, multiple days. You need that extra battery life to get you through the day, to take those pictures, make those calls, all that stuff.
And the extra battery, I think that's the most key. It's not just because I'm on my phone and my battery drains. It's just because they drain so fast these days. There's so many people on their phones in the same area and it just drains. So having that backup plan, just for safety reasons too, is important, especially for a kid that gets dropped by mom, 17-year-old. And State Fair's a babysitter for a few hours. You need that backup plan.
Oh, for sure, yes. And then our last thing, we have our LifeProof free case. This would make your phone completely waterproof if it isn't already. So when you're out, taste testing everything in the dirt, all that kind of stuff, your phone will be completely safe.
And that's even cooler too. With all the water we have around the state and in Minnesota, you need some waterproof, and you can just go canoeing and not have to worry about getting dunked in the pool or whatever.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right, are you going to go to State Fair at all?
I hope so.
Okay, I haven't been. I'm new to the area as far as doing certain different things, and I think me and the fam might make it down. We'll see.
Awesome.
What type of food? What food are you going for when you go down there?
The cookies for sure.
Okay.
The hot dish, the deep fried hot dish, you got to try. That's a Minnesota specialty.
All right. They had green fried pickles on, or green fried tomatoes on earlier. Would you do the green fried tomatoes?
I think so. I think I'd try it.
Okay.
Something unique.
Anything green, I'm good. No, I tried kale chips one time, almost threw up in my mouth. Won't do that ever again. But thank you so much for joining me this morning. Awesome
thank you for having
technology. Me. And where can people find you if they want to come see the stuff?
We are on Maple Grove Road up by Panera and on VerizonWireless.com.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. We're going to check in and do some weather and talk about what's going on outside. Scattered showers down to our south. We have high pressure over top of us, which means clear skies, but it is cool out there early on this morning. Lake breeze, we're expecting temperatures around 63 degrees. That's about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of the year. Inland around 67 degrees, so not too bad of a day overall. It will feel much like yesterday. We just do have that east wind coming off the lake at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. A lot of us seeing 60s, and then the further you get away from the lake, the nicer it will be as far as temperatures into the lower 70s. And if you are heading down to the fair, looks pretty nice out there, looking at some temperatures into the 70s as well. So if you head to the State Fair, let me know how it goes on our Facebook page. That's a look at your weather. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 21. As you can see, we are still at the State Fair. We've moved inside. We're inside the dairy building right now, and we have a very special guest with us this morning. We have Princess K of the Milky Way, Emily Annexted from Nicollet County. Thanks for chatting with us this morning. We really appreciate it. How does it feel to be crowned Princess K of the Milky Way?
Being crowned Princess K of the Milky Way is an amazing feeling. I remember going to the fair with my family and standing right here and looking at these butter sculptures. So it's incredible to be able to represent Minnesota's dairy farmers.
And now to become Princess K, you need to have grown up on a dairy farm, right? I mean, what are kind of the rules to be able to qualify for this great title?
Yes, so to become Princess K, you have to either have lived or worked on a dairy farm. So the 11 other finalists, some of them grew up on a dairy farm like I did, and some of them worked on the farm starting in high school. So either one qualifies you to be Princess K.
And now you are attending the University of Minnesota here in the Twin Cities. What are you going to school for, and what are your goals? What's your future goals?
I'm studying animal science and agricultural communications and marketing. I hope to work in the dairy community someday with this career.
Sure. So that must be just a great thing to become Princess K then. That'll really kind of get you some practice, right?
Yes, a role like Princess K is a role that I would love having as my future career. So I'm so excited to be able to take this year and represent dairy farmers and hopefully grow in myself as well.
So what will you be doing throughout the next year? It's not just the fair, your Princess K, it's all year, right?
That's right. Throughout the year I get to speak at banquets and I get to go and do classroom visits, so teach kids all about what we do on our farms and how healthy dairy is. I also get to work with the Fuel Up to Play 60 program, which is a partner with the NFL, so I'm hoping that when the Super Bowl is here in Minnesota, maybe I'll even be able to do something with that.
That would be awesome. I would be super jealous of you, William.
Emily, first of all, congratulations on the title. But growing up on a cattle farm and a dairy farm, how excited are you to be an ambassador for the industry that you grew up around?
I am so excited. I enjoyed almost every minute of growing up on the farm, and I have some great memories. The dairy community has always been so welcoming to me, so I'm so grateful that I get to give back to this community by representing them.
Well,
thank you.
In just a short amount of time, she's going to be immortalized in butter, and we're just inside, but we're going to be outside a little bit later.
We will. All right. We'll see you right after the break.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Fox 21, your only local news. We're still live at the State Fair, Natalie and William, and it has been a fabulous day so far.
It has been a fun day and a beautiful day.
Absolutely. Mostly sunny down here in St. Paul, and I know it's nice and clear with just a few fair weather clouds up north as well. Expect a nice warm up. Expect it to be a little similar to yesterday, especially if you're near Lake Superior. That high pressure up in Canada is ensuring that our wind remains out of the east and northeast today. So that's going to keep things a bit cooler near the lake, little lake breeze for us. If you're downtown in Duluth or near the lake up the shore, you're probably looking at temperatures closer to 63. If you're up on the hill, you're looking at the mid and upper 60s, maybe even low 70s if you're out of that lake breeze quite a bit. So not a bad both north and south, maybe a chance of showers down here in St. Paul, but I think a lot of people are still going to brave the streets.
People are going to come down here to the State Fair, and they should, because first day of the fair, it's Thrifty Thursday. So come on down here, discounted ticket prices. Next Monday, the 28th, that's Senior Day, and then the following Thursday is also another Senior Day. Discounted tickets for seniors. And remember, ticket booths open at 6 a.m. Fair runs through Labor Day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight.
Oh, yeah.